from One Biloxi Square in Lake Worth, Texas. This is the Grandpa and Pappy Show. You know, this is too much fun to have with your britches on. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
We have had so much fun with this podcast, and you guys have made it so much more fun.
You guys rock.
Absolutely.
Really
I mean, the texts, the emails we get in. I mean,
if only you could see what we see sometimes.
if only. I mean, we clean up a lot of stuff too. So
yeah. Most of it actually.
That makes it all worth it. I'll tell you that.
I'm gonna have to fire the mage.
Quick coronavirus update, everybody. You know, this thing, the longer it goes on, I think, excuse me, we're getting some various reports about overall the virus is starting to go down a little bit. As a matter of fact, you heard something.
Yeah, New York is the epicenter of this bad boy now.
Yeah, and it used to be Italy.
Yeah.
And reports from this morning said that that the actual number of cases in Italy is starting to decline. So that's a good thing. Now we got to concentrate on New York City.
Yeah.
New York City.
Eat a rope.
Yeah. But anyway, it's one of those things that you got to keep your eye on. And of course, we're all still secluded. You're not supposed to get out. You're not supposed to mingle. You're not supposed to socialize. You're not supposed to do anything like this. But you know, and for the most part, everybody is doing their part on that.
They are. Now, you can tell that just by simply driving around. You know, I mean, the freeways and streets are pretty much empty and just the essential driver. But I do have to admit, I've really enjoyed my drives to beautiful Biloxi Square, One Biloxi Square, cruising with the essential drivers. You know, kind of thinned it out a lot. So.
Who was a guy that asked us about One Biloxi Square? We're going out and taking a picture of that.
Yeah.
And we're going to have it on a future show so that we can show you.
Beautiful location.
Yeah, even though that you lived here in Lake Worth, I'm sure once you see it, you'll know exactly where it is.
Exactly.
And that's where we're doing our podcast from.
We don't even have an address on the building. I mean, there's never been one on it.
No, we took that damn bell down, so we don't have to worry about that.
That's right. That way people can't guess where we're at.
But the moon is still shining.
Still shining, that's
as
right.
you could say.
Yeah.
But on the coronavirus thing, that's all we're going to talk about on that one. It seems like they're getting a hold on it. Congress is still working on the relief package, and that should be going through anytime.
And you people out there,
soon.
y'all know what's expected out of you. By now, you've learned to do and what not to do, and the choice is yours. I mean, there again, together we can work this out. You know?
Yeah, we sure can.
So
Boy.
moving right along.
Do we have a topic that we're going to talk about today?
One of my pet peeves for sure, bud.
God almighty. I've been
Bad
looking forward to
driving
this one.
habits.
I've been looking forward to that one. And I'm telling you, it's all concerning bad driving habits.
Of course, we don't make them.
We don't?
Well, maybe you
Well,
do.
what can I say? I mean,
I try to move so rampantly fast down 820 that nobody notices mine. So kind of hard to do with Helen sitting shotgun.
yeah, and saying her prayers.
Well, her eyes are always
when
closed.
you get that,
she closes her eyes when she prays, so she's not hip to what's going on with me. So
well, what are some of the things out there, and I'm talking to you, our viewers, that just burn your butt?
Chaps
I mean,
your butt, yeah.
It makes you want to shoot out a tire or something.
Oh,
no, and I'm
Lord.
just kidding on that. Now, let's not take that literally or taking it that I'm endorsing that. That's not it in the nutshell. But let's kind of break down some of these things.
Okay.
One of my pet peeves is not using turn signals.
That's the biggie That
You
is
know?
the biggie right there.
If you drive in Lake Worth, Texas, it's like driving on a go-kart track. You never know where these cars are going because nobody likes to
Right.
give a turn signal.
Well, and that's the beauty about the vehicle that I drive, old Black Betty. It's got that big ugly bumper on it and everything. It's a F-350 1-ton truck, and people will get the hell out of my way when I'm coming.
Well, it's like a caterpillar coming down the street.
She's a beast.
She is a beast. And, stop and think about this, folks. Oh, God, this just drives
it's
me
the little
crazy.
lever on the left. Down is left and up is right. Use the damn thing, for crying out loud. I mean, I don't care which lane you're popping into. Just pop into one so I'll know which one I can take when I'm going around you, you know? I mean,
It just makes me want to reach in their window and break the damn stick off, Hey, you don't use it. Don't argue with me or don't get mad at me. You
Beat 'em
don't
on the
use it
head.
anyway. I mean, but let's stop and think about this. You got a car in front of you. All of a sudden, they stop and want to turn. You have no warning.
yeah, it's as bad as no brake lights. You
Yeah.
know? I mean, bam.
And especially if you're coming toward them,
Yeah.
and you don't know they're turning.
Absolutely. Just that chaps,
Are
chaps
you,
my backside.
are you
big
supposed
time.
to use your psychic ability? Thank
Yeah.
you.
We do not use this where I come from. Thank you very much.
Well, it's kind of hard to turn a blinker on a cam. I'm just kidding.
well,
I'm just kidding.
Depends
Okay.
depends on which ear you yank on, I think.
Or
Has something
which
to do with
region
it.
you're in? Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Another one
But
is
come
yeah,
on,
just
folks.
do the right
Please,
thing. I mean,
please learn how to give those turn signals.
common courtesy.
Do we need to send you back for another driving test?
Oh, my
What
God.
if you were required to give hand signals? How many of you can still do the hand signals?
You're supposed to if your blinkers don't work.
Yeah. Good God Almighty.
Left and right signal.
That just.
What's another one? Failure to yield the right of way of the ramp.
Now, how many times have we encountered this in Lake Worth, Texas alone?
About every time I'm on the freeway. So.
Coming off of 820 onto right up there by IHOP.
Yeah, Quebec.
Big old sign says yield to ramp. You know
Yep.
what that means? Tell me what, in your words,
Well,
what yield to ramp means.
Put your foot on the brake pedal and look in your mirror, for crying out loud. If nobody's coming, you go. Yield does not mean stop, or it doesn't mean ignore the people that are trying to enter the ramp.
Well, from the way I understand it, that if you see
Give 'em right
a
away.
car coming from the ramp onto the street that you're on, you're supposed to either stop and let them in from the ramp and then proceed.
Or haul ass and get in front of them.
Or get your butt hit from behind.
Not me.
Well, but listen, guys, come on, use common sense. I mean, people come flying through there, and you're coming off the ramp. What a dangerous situation.
Well, common sense, common courtesy, common sense, and respect. Goes a long way.
Well, that's true too.
Yeah.
Another thing that just eats me alive. Speaking of which, is eating while you're driving.
Well, I'm an expert at that.
Yeah.
I've been on open road many years.
They say that's pretty dangerous. I think all of us are guilty of that. I know I'm guilty. I'm not gonna lie about that.
I did that just today on the way into the studio. In fact.
Well.
But I don't buy anything messy like tacos or big juicy hamburgers. I'll get something to snack on. Do it that way. Little chicken biscuits. Little bitty cute chicken biscuits from Chick-fil-A. Yeah.
Eating while you're driving. Good
Yeah.
Lord. That makes me think of another thing, too, that Miss Kay told us about this morning, and that was women putting makeup on while they're driving.
That's a no-no.
Oh, God.
Because you're looking in a mirror. You're not looking at
Give
the
me
front
a
windshield.
break.
I mean, that's
Come
crazy.
on, Vern. Just stop that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't. I guess that takes a special talent, to have one hand on the wheel, one hand on your makeup, one eye on the mirror, one eye on the road. I just don't see how it's humanly possible.
Well, they say women have a tendency to think out of two sides of their brain.
Okay.
Last time I took inventory, I thought we only had one brain. I mean, how the hell do you do that? What's up with that anyway? God bless you if you can do it and make it work, but stay out of my way.
Another one that a lot of folks are guilty of.
Drinking and driving.
Drinking and driving.
I'm going to yield the floor. Been known to do that a time or two.
Well, I'll tell you.
I'm guilty.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It is tough. There are statistics to back this up on some of the things that on the alcohol.
A whole lot of
alcohol-related deaths.
A whole lot of them in the cemetery could tell you about that.
Well, you have got that right. A lot of people have done that, and
that's exactly why I do my drinking before I drive. That should matter. Oh man, I don't drink while I drive. I drink before I drive.
Well, if you're drinking while you're driving, let me give you a little bit of statistics here.
You go right ahead.
Boy, we just love statistics, don't we?
Not on this subject, I don't.
The National Institute on Alcohol says that 874 people died in alcohol-related auto accidents.
Wow.
In 2017. 2,190 died from alcohol poisoning each year. And 1 in 20 deaths from alcohol-related diseases. But you can see that the majority of it is the driving and drinking. And, God bless law enforcement officers. It's pretty easy to spot. I mean, these guys or gals are driving all over the road. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Not that I'm an expert, but I drive pretty good when I've been drinking, had a snootful.
Is that years of practice, or
it is? It is.
Or is it because Black Betty knows where to go?
Black Betty knows where to go. Okay. She knows the way to Whiskey Flats, and she knows the way to the beautiful One Biloxi Square studio. Hey.
Well, I guess mine does too. I mean, it does. But
I could tell that by the way you parked last night. So,
actually, that was 2 nights ago. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Another thing that it just gets on my nerves, and I'm sure some of you, is following too closely to the car in front of you when you have no time to stop in emergencies.
Yeah, that's common sense. Get your head out of your butt. I don't have that problem in Black Betty. Nobody flanks me that close, and if they do, all I got to do is just tap the brake, and they getting a tizzy back there. So, but yet I don't ride any butts either because they're thinking, "Cha-ching, I need the money," and I'd be up in their lap. So.
Now, how many times have you folks out there looked up in your rearview mirror and you see nothing but grill? I mean, you're either going to get scared or you're going to get fighting mad because, if you wanted to have them in your trunk, you would have opened up your trunk and let them drive right on in. But, God, you're talking about a scary situation.
Well, the way my truck sets, I usually either flick a blinker on and get the heck out of my way and give me the old high sign when I pass them or whatever. But
is that when you activate the machine guns?
I do, yeah. I've upgraded by the way. I've got lasers now, so machine guns are illegal. Don't you know anything?
Another thing that gets on my nerves is I've seen this so many times. People not clearing the way for an emergency vehicle.
That is a basic law.
It is. And a lot of people don't realize it. Man, you got to do everything you can to get out of their way so they can pass.
That's right.
Now, I know there are situations. You're at a red light. You're stopped. You're hemmed in. An ambulance, fire truck, police officer trying to get past you. Yeah. I know there's no way to go. I know this. And I'm not blaming you for this. A little
different story.
It is a different story.
Yeah. But if you see one coming up on you, get the hell out of his way.
Yeah, get over to the side of the road.
And stop.
Yeah, absolutely. But please, our first responders, they're trying to do their job the best They know how. And, don't argue about response times if you're not getting out of people's way.
Well, somebody's life could very well depend on it as well.
Well,
so,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
So
here's one. That,
okay, all right.
And I'm sure everybody's seen this. Seen a big old honker of a truck rolling down the road, whether it be a trailer, an open bed pickup, or even things strapped onto a ski rack on top, not securing your load when you're going down the road. You know, it's I've had.
How many obstacles have you had to drive around or miss in the road?
Well, in Alabama one time, I had to dodge a piece of 2-inch angle iron, a big old honker chunk that bounced out of the back of a truck at 70 miles an hour.
Good Lord of mercy!
It barely did clip, where the post to the left side driver's windshield is.
Right.
Broke that sucker smooth in half. I was sitting high in the saddle, real high. In the
So
saddle
what does that tell you? I mean, you need to
take extra underwear with you.
Secure
Yeah.
your load, folks. I mean, even if you're going a half a mile to your house or something, make sure that is secured and tied down. Think about your fellow man for a change.
Very good common sense.
And that brings us to the hot topic of the day, which is
talking on your cell phone while you're driving.
My God Almighty!
If you don't have hands-free, order it. I mean, my God.
Most of your newer cars are coming out with the Bluetooth, which goes right into your audio system.
Yeah, and I'm synced with my phone.
Yeah.
So, just as Helen is in her little Toyota.
National Safety Council says that, now you're going to love this one, 1.6 million crashes happen each year as a result of using your phone while driving.
Wow.
That's scary.
That's a staggering number.
And how can you tell when people's on their phone?
Well,
They're not looking ahead at the road. They're not using their turn signals. They're weaving.
Or the aftermath, 390,000 of them have an injury that occur each year from cell phone usage while driving.
That's frightening.
I thought that'd be higher.
When I saw that, I really did. I thought that would be a little higher too, but still, that's an astronomical amount. 1 in 4 accidents.
Is this statewide or nationwide?
This is nationwide.
Yeah. Figured these were just Lake Worth numbers.
Yeah, 1 out of 4 accidents, which is a high percentage. 25% of all these accidents in the U.S. are caused by texting or talking while you're driving.
Wow.
I mean, texting? I mean, come on, folks.
Yeah. What is this? 35% of teenagers in America admit to texting while driving. I thought that would be a higher number as well.
Well, I was reading this actually when we were compiling this research. Out of the 100% of the teens that were surveyed, they said that 82% realized the dangers of texting while driving, but only 35% of them admitted to texting while they're driving.
That's what I meant by I figured the number would be higher.
Well, yeah,
just the honest
I would assume it would too. I think that one's a little skewed because what is the first thing a teenager does when they get in the car? They get on their phone and they start texting.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times every single day that we go by teenagers or somebody that's texting on their phone.
It's not just teens. It's, it has no discrepancy in age. I've seen people with whiter hair than mine that's doing it.
Well, no, I won't lie about it. I have too. Well, I've seen that too.
40 miles an hour down Interstate 820. Talking on the phone,
Well, if you are texting me and you don't hear back from me, I'm not going to text while I'm driving because I have enough trouble driving as it is. You get our age; it's hard to see sometimes.
And I need to find. I got my truck and everything with it from my middle son Jordan, and he had a way of talking text. He could hold a button or something, and he send a text to Jack and tell it what he wanted to say, and he'd say it. But That's a little too
I'm going to be late.
high tech for this redneck. 21% of teens involved in fatal accidents were distracted by their cell phones. Go figure.
Yeah, you think? Do you think? I mean, good God Almighty!
No, just use common sense, people.
You
I mean,
have to.
you are driving
Lord
a
have mercy.
heavy machine out there. Now, I mean, it's not just about freeway driving. There's kids getting run over on the streets, trees getting the bark knocked off of them, fences being knocked down. You know, you can wind up upside down and sideways. And
Now, there was a state law that went into effect that says you cannot text in a school zone at all.
Oh, you can't use your phone, period, in a school zone.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's only right.
Hey, I've got no problem with that. We got to protect our
Yeah,
kiddos.
you don't need to be distracted while you're driving a 1-ton machine down the boulevard in a school zone. I mean, go 20 miles an hour and get over it. It'll only last, 30 seconds? So,
Yeah,
if you need to text, pull off the side of the road, for crying out loud.
that's true. Find you a place to pull over safely. And
If you can't talk and drive at the same time, pull over.
a lot of people can't chew gum and walk at the same time, much less drive and text
that'd
and
be
talk
those-
on the phone, you know.
Those people don't know how to pour pee out of a boot.
And I know some of you people are going to disagree with what Pappy and I are talking about,
it is law.
and that's your
Opinion,
opinion, yeah.
which is what this
That's
show's
your
all about.
prerogative. We're not going to hold it against you. It's just we'll run you off the road the next
That's
time.
right. That doesn't mean we have to agree with you. Just 'cause
Especially if
you're
we're
wrong.
in your truck. The Caterpillar on the road, you know,
That's
it's going to
right.
be a good one.
Black Betty gets plumb attitudinal about those things. So.
Let's get smart, folks. I mean, come on.
Yeah, please, Bob.
I know we try to select subjects that are common sense,
Yeah,
things that people should know better to keep doing.
the things that we take for granted, and we're all guilty of it. I'm guilty of it.
Yeah.
You know, I know you are.
You come out of that closet every morning. I mean,
Yeah,
you just never know what you're going to get. Life is like a box of chocolates.
That's right.
You never know what you're going to get.
That's a fact.
But anyway, let's get to some of our viewer comments
Let's.
that we had. We'd like to hear from you, incidentally, on what you think about the bad driving habits.
That would be the grandpa and pappy at gmail.com address.
Email us, and we'll take a look at it and report on that.
Absolutely. We love hearing from you.
We appreciate also the comments we get in on Grandpa and Pappy. Beverly from Fort Worth says we should be wearing TCU gear on our show.
I think Beverly, some of the cheese has done slid off her crackers. She thinks I'm going to wear a Frogs t-shirt. I mean, I'll support Texas sports, trust me, but only when my team's not winning.
Well, that I'm anybody that knows me knows I'm a big Longhorn fan.
That's
Don't
right.
hide it.
I'm a Red Raider.
But when our Texas teams are playing, I cheer for them, especially TCU.
Absolutely.
We sit and watch games at the field office
It's a great school.
every Saturday that our teams are not playing.
That's right.
We do that,
That's a fact.
Beverly, and just because I don't have a TCU shirt doesn't mean that we're not supporting Gary Patterson and
That's
his
true.
program, because he's a great coach and he's brought that school way up as far as athletics in football is concerned around the country.
Very good school.
Ray from West Texas, I'll let you have this. And Ray from West Texas wants to know what we think of the transgender restrooms.
Well, right
You're
off-
an West Texas boy.
I don't care
I'm gonna
if
let
it's
you tackle this
West Texas, Timbuktu. Let me put it this way, Ray. If my little grandbaby or one of my baby boys is in the bathroom and a transgender comes anywhere near that front door, I will exercise my Second Amendment real quick. It's a stupid law. It shouldn't be allowed.
I'm going to knock you out. I'm going to hit you so hard, you're going to see dead relatives behind your eyelids.
Your clothes gonna be out of style when you wake up. You know, this,
Yeah.
this happened. I lived in Rockport for a while, and when all this mess first come down, I mean, we hung out on the beach religiously daily. And there was a big old bearded boy about as big as Jordan, my middle son. You know how big he is. wearing a dress, had a full beard. I had just left the beach, but a friend of mine told me about it. Goes into the women's bathroom where this guy's 5-year-old daughter was in there taking care of her business. Old big boy got that dress shoved up his backside real quick. Somebody pointed it out to Daddy.
Daddy didn't think it was too funny.
Daddy and the daughter made it out the door of the restroom, but big boy didn't. So,
you know, we're not
dangerous law. It really
by any means cutting down transgenders, gays, lesbians, anything like this. It's just, come on, use your common sense. Men's room, women's room. Now, if you don't think the average American is going to draw a line like Pappy just told you on that example,
you're a dead man if you do that to my
you're dead wrong, because they will. Right. That's just not natural.
That's right. I'll let God deal with it.
Absolutely. What was the old saying from Vietnam? Just
kill them all,
let God sort them out.
That's right.
Charlie wrote in to say that he enjoyed the last show and for us to keep it up. Charlie, thanks.
Yeah, we fully intend to.
We really
with
do.
Support like good people like yourself, we can make that happen. So keep us going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We want to give a shout out to all the people that was up at the field office with us just about every day. We hope you're safe.
I miss them so much.
Oh, I do too. We get a lot of our subject material by sitting up there and listening.
There's a lot of it we can't talk about. But good people. They are just some of the best people you'd ever
Salt of the earth people.
Yeah.
I'm talking about salt of the earth people. And we have Republicans, we have Democrats, we have liberals. We listen to it all and we respect it all. We may not agree with it, but as I was telling our friend Big Bill one time, hey, look, it's okay to disagree, you know, but respect what the other one is saying, which we always did at the field office.
Yeah.
So that
we did.
That I do miss you guys, and we want you to be safe.
Do.
And I'm sure a lot of you folks out there have places that you really like to go every day to socialize, and you can't do that right now. Just take your time, call these people, text them. Hey, that's a great idea.
Let them know you're thinking about them.
Yeah, you got all this time at home. You know, some of the relatives or family you haven't talked to in a long time.
Right.
What a great time to just pick up the phone and call them and just ask them how they're doing.
Funny you should say that. My sister and I mean, we've always been thicker than thieves, but we very rarely talk. I mean, we just don't have that type of relationship. I was on the phone with her day before yesterday for 2 hours. 2 hours.
That's wonderful. I think it's
great.
great.
It was great. It made me kind of miss her a little bit. So, up there in North Carolina.
Well, we hope you enjoyed today's show. We've got a show coming up, Pappy, that is going to be a lot of fun, and we need your help out there in putting this show together, and let's talk about that a little bit.
Okay. What we decided to do, and it's upcoming, Monday?
Our next show that we tape, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's going to be about...
I hear crickets.
Thank you, Miss Kay.
Good coffee, by the way.
It is. It's about our kids and grandkids.
Okay.
Funny. We want your pictures. We want your videos. And we want you to send them to grandpaandpappy@gmail.com.
Absolutely.
And do us a favor. When you send those pictures in, give us a little brief explanation of what it is, and tell us your first name, where you're from, and most importantly, if you give us permission to use that on this podcast. You do that, and we're going to have a little fun with it.
Maybe give us a little short story about, of explanation as to the situation or whatever is going on in the picture. If nothing else, just let us tell you how cute your babies are.
I could give you 30 minutes on my little granddaughter.
I'll raise that 30 minutes on my little granddaughter.
And another program in the future is on your favorite pets. We want to get pictures of your pets, so be getting those together.
Yeah, one step at a time, but you should have ample time. I mean, we're talking a few days. You got the weekend. It's not like you're working this week, most of you. I mean, even if you are, we know that you'll take the time out to brag about your loved ones. So.
Absolutely.
So we look forward to that.
Yeah, we do. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Grandpa and Pappy@gmail.com.
That's right.
Send them on.
Guys, thank y'all so much for taking time to watch this. We've had fun with it. We want to hear from you. We can never say that enough. And we need you to go on YouTube, watch this, and subscribe to YouTube.
Yeah,
subscribe to this channel.
Tell a friend about it.
It's
too.
absolutely free. Yeah, and spread the word for us. We need your help on that.
Yeah.
So, until next time, we want to say thank you.
And we love you.
We love you, yeah, and we want you to be safe while you're in your homes until this coronavirus thing is over.
Absolutely. Take care of one another.
In the meantime, I couldn't have said that better. Take care of one another. Don't lose your faith, and don't lose faith in your mankind either.
Or your mind.
Until next time, see you later.
Look forward to seeing you.
Take care.